Hi my friend, since I recorded this video, Figma changed its interface a little, so let's look what changed. There are two changes in these menus. Previously the search was over here and it moved here, so I can search something. And community moved down here, and now I can click it to get to the community and to look for different things, to look for files and plugins. Actually, all the rest is the same. It just now is more. It looks more like a browser than it was before. So you can go back to your account like this. So this is community, and if you want to go back, you can either use this arrow or you can use this drop down and go to your account. And that's it. The rest of the video is correct for now, so let's go and see the lesson. After you register a Figma account, you have access to two working areas. The first one is actually your graphical editor, where you create your graphics. And the second one is file manager and settings. Let's look how to navigate between them and what's inside. So let's start with a graphical editor. Right now we are in browser. And I will go and open one of my files, for example this one. And now while it's opening, I switch to the Figma app at my desktop and go to the file that we will work with. So this is a graphical editor. There are a lot of menus, we will learn all of them. This is how it looks in a browser. So this is pretty similar because actually Figma app is browser itself, so this is very similar. Let's look how to navigate between these two sections. There is a difference in an app and in browser. So when you are working with the Figma app, you have direct access to your files and settings via this tab. It's always there, and when I click it, I go to the settings, I go to my files, community, and all this stuff. And if I open some files, they just open in new tabs. So this is pretty easy, and I like to use the app more because it's a little more handy. And when I go to the browser, I'm inside the file now, and now I want to go outside it and to get to my files or to my settings. For this I have to click this menu and click back to files. So now I'm there, I'm back to my files and settings and everything. So there is the difference between your app and a browser. I think you understand why this is made this way. It's because when you work in your Figma app, you work only with Figma, but when you are in a browser, there could be a lot of other stuff. So I prefer using app because I can focus on Figma there, and I suggest you to do the same. So from now I will go to Figma app and work there. Okay, we will have a lot of different lessons in these graphical editor. So in this lesson we will cover our file manager and the settings. So let's go from the beginning. This is a profile tab, and there are three tabs inside it. Settings. Here I have some settings. I can change anything, I can set up my profile picture, so on. I have plugins. These plugins are installed in my account, and if I want to develop some plugins, they would be here. So anyone can develop plugins for Figma, and if my plugin is ready, it would go to published after I publish it. Okay, and teams. Figma is a collaborative tool, so here we see some files that are accessible to other teams. You will need it if you work with the teams actually. Okay, here are notifications. If someone from your teams does something, you will see notifications here. Then there is a search. You can search inside Figma. Okay, so I have some files with Figma for marketing content, and I can search inside files, projects, or people. This is handy if you have a big account and a lot of collaborators. Recent. I see the files that I used recently here. So this was the last, and they go chronologically. Okay, I can change these, and I can import a file with this button. Sometimes people upload Figma files not with the links to Figma resources, but with a Figma file .fig, and if you have this file, you can import it right here. And if you want to create a new one, you should click this plus button. You can see some deleted files over here. If you want to create a new team, you should click this create new team button, obviously. And let's go and see what's inside the community tab. You can search for different ready-to-use files that were made by other people and that are available for you to use. So here are two types of content, the files and the plugins. Plugins are some tools that allow you to do something extra, something that is not being built with Figma by itself, but this extension can help you to do something else. We will have a separate lesson with plugins. For example, this plugin removes background from your images, so you don't have to do it manually, and it works fine with many objects with many images, and there are a lot of different plugins over here. The other type is files. So actually there are different files over here, and you can navigate with these buttons. For example, I want to find some icons, and I see a lot of different files with icons, so I don't have to create icons manually. I can use these files, find something that I like. Of course, if you want, you can create your own icons. But if you don't have a very serious project where you have to create everything from scratch, you probably can use these, and you can change anything you want inside these files. And there are different types of the files. Design systems are very complex files, wireframes are very complex files as well. It's for building some interfaces. There are illustrations, different kind of illustrations, people, characters, backgrounds, and so on. So Figma is very powerful because of its community, because of all these files that are available to you, and this is very easy to use them in your projects. So actually this is the whole file manager and settings interface. I think this is not so difficult, and let's move and see what's inside the graphical editor, and we will start creating banners soon.